What's up, hobby friends, and welcome back to Paint Bravely, the podcast where you can find a little bit of encouragement, discover new ways to make your hobby more fun, most importantly, learn to paint bravely. All right, we got lots of hobby stuff to talk about today, and we are going to start off with Brent. What have you been doing in the hobby? You been painting anything, doing anything?
I have been painting, Casey. I've been painting 3rd edition Dark Eldar Warriors because that is what I am wont to do. And I'm
It's never ending.
getting back into the purple. So
Okay.
the old 3rd edition codex for Dark Eldar, it was red armor and mithril steel, mithril silver helmets. Real sharp look. Goblin green bases, real sharp look. And of course, those were the first minis I painted. Get that scab red, mithril silver, black ink, and goblin green base.
Oh yeah.
Real good. But me being me, even back then, I was me. And so when it came time to paint Squad 2, Squad 3, it was like enough of this scab red, Squad 2, Lich Purple is Squad 2. And then Squad 3, enough of this scab red and Lich Purple, Squad 3, Midnight Blue. And then, I never quite got there. I got distracted. I took my eyes off the prize, and I never got to Squad 4, which was going to be Dark Angels Green. And I think it seemed like a really good idea at the time, and I never really found out if it was a good idea or not, but it seemed like the logical progression to me.
Sure, yeah.
Scab Red, obviously amazing, and you stay in that dark color range, dark, deep, evil Drukhari.
Sure. Drukhari.
And the really deep purple, really deep blue, that midnight blue, real good. Anyway, where I'm going with this is I'm painting purple this time. And in recent years, I have revisited the red armor, and I got a lot better in the intervening 25 years.
Yeah.
But now it's time for purple, and I gotta say, my purple Drukhari are turning out better than my purple Dark Eldar did back in 98, 99. And it's a good feeling. Sometimes you don't realize how much better you've gotten until you just kind of repaint a model.
That's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
No, like looking at some of the old stuff that I've got, I really didn't know how to paint back then. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So there's some of that, but there's also part of what has made me better is access to better tools and better supplies.
Yeah, for sure.
So back then, okay, sure, I could have primed my minis, and had I paid attention to advice I was getting, I should have primed my minis. Probably. I didn't. So that's something I did have access to, but something I didn't have access to at the time was nice black enamel washes. And so
that's true.
What I did is I just took full strength black ink and slapped it all over the miniature, which was kind of a cool look. And
it's a look.
It's a look. It's honestly better than some of my friends,
Right, yeah. Well, using a wash or even thinking that's potentially how that could go. Like, this will darken it down, this will fill in things and do stuff, and yeah, like it unifies the not so good paint jobs. Like it definitely does. Yeah. And I mean, I wasn't using washes back then. Like I had the inks, but I remember being like, this is basically ballpoint pen ink and like painting stuff in, and it's like super shiny. And I had like blue ink that I used on some of my Eldar. That is, it's not how you're supposed to use that.
Yeah. So anyway, these days I have nice enamel washes, and I know that I have the option to not slap it all over everything, but to just kind of give it a little touch on the crevices and the little rivulets, and it just flows out nicely, fills up those details. This time I used an airbrush to get a smooth base coat of the purple down on things. Didn't have that before. Didn't have nice Vallejo metallic paints before to get that obnoxiously silver helmet going down. So, really, things improve partially my skills, partially my knowledge, partially access to reasonable tools and supplies.
Yeah.
And I mean, the whole hobby industry has progressed in that today's beginners definitely have access to more knowledge and more supplies, which is cool.
Yeah.
And but we're all still working through our learning curves.
Oh yeah. Yeah, still got
it took me
ways to go.
years to even know that model clippers were a thing. So for years, I took all of my plastic bits off the sprue with a hobby knife and a prayer. Like I broke so many bits because I had a cutting board, like a cooking cutting board, and I would put that sprue down flat on the cutting board, and I had my hobby knife and just kind of press, and we're gonna see whether the gate, the plastic gate that I'm trying to cut, we're gonna see if that breaks first, or if the splinter rifle just snaps in half first.
Oh,
50-50, roll those dice.
Yeah, exactly. Man, that brings me back so good too. Like when I got my first boxes of Eldar models, around the same time too. Like it was 3rd edition, so old stuff, right? They were just making plastic sprues for Guardians and this whole thing. I had a single paintbrush, like a Citadel, actually Sable paintbrush, which is not great these days, but I still have it. It's pretty cool. And I used a pocket knife, like a sharp pocket knife, but not even an X-Acto. I didn't even have an X-Acto blade, I had a pocket knife. So that's what I was using to, de-sprue my models.
That's probably safer.
Yeah, probably. It's certainly not like a razor blade, but it had the same issues where, set it down on the table, you try and cut it out, and either you're going to break something or, man, like my thumb, because, you pocket knife, like if you're whittling or something, you're kind of cutting towards you and using your thumb to rest the blade on when it comes back, and it's all controlled and whatnot. That's not how that went, of course, with plastic. So, oftentimes it would be like, all right, I'm going to get real close to the model, kind of where that mold line is, and then pull back, and the blade would kind of catch on my thumb and not really cut me, but over time I'd have these like little kind of, skin flaps where it started to cut me, a whole bunch of those on my hand. So yeah, man, it was a different time back then.
It was.
Yeah, gosh.
And I don't know, I feel like I was transported back a little bit because my paint job is not up to my modern quality standards. Like it's still far better than I was doing back then. But I don't know if it's just the janky model or just that my muscle memory is to paint these really badly. But
that's just how it is.
Yeah.
No, it's probably the models. Like the way that they are sculpted and just how the paint looks, and the shapes and lines and stuff. I mean, you can't fix that. I mean, I've seen some really good paint jobs on old models, and you're still like, what is that?
Yeah.
But it's done so well. But I don't understand. Yeah.
Well, in the course of human progress, like sometimes we're just on a continuous ramp up to bigger and better things. And we haven't had a dark ages of mini painting since the 70s, I guess. Like,
I mean, I suppose, right? You got these old, like, historical Napoleonics people from whenever.
Yeah, someday there will be a nuclear winter, and humanity will have to start learning how to paint minis all over again.
Yeah.
But at the moment, we've got that core of human knowledge, and we're passing it on to the young ones, and they're gonna be even better than us. I hope they're better than us. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very clear that they're going to be, right.
Right.
Like you see these painting competitions where they have like a under 15-year-old section, and like some of the stuff that's in those sections is just stupid. It's stupid
in the good way.
In the best way. Like,
you're doing a good job,
really,
kids.
really
Casey's
good.
Just jealous and
100%.
filled with rage. Yeah.
Yes, so much rage. Yeah, exactly. Oh, like it's insanely good. Like the stuff that they're putting in there, So yeah, like the future generations will be just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, when we were at Adepticon, there were a couple of people that asked us for advice, which is flattering, but my advice is like, okay, you're ready to stop taking advice from me. Like
the fact that you're even asking, yeah.
No, no, like you're asking the wrong person. Like
Right,
I'm
exactly.
looking at your work, and you need to be asking someone else in this room. Like, yeah.
It's such a weird thing because, like, on one hand, like, yeah, like we are not the people to ask for like high level painting competition advice, but then it's a weird thing that you can look at a model and kind of know, like, oh, if you worked on this more, if you worked on that more. Like it's weird that you can know and also just not even come close to being able to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I can look at my models and be like, wow, I should make that face not look so stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, next time the eyes will figure themselves out. Yeah.
Yeah. The wash is going to treat me right next time on that face. Well,
yeah.
Next time. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Man, I just stopped using washes on faces completely.
Actually,
I just
me
don't
too.
do it anymore.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. A little bit. Actually, I did kind of targeted washes, almost using them as a glaze on these Dark Eldar, and so I did eye sockets. Let them do what the wash is going to do in the eye sockets. I did almost like a glaze to darken the underside of the chin.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. I'm trying to think. It maybe a little bit like under the ears.
Yeah, like ears, chin. Sometimes you bring it in the cheek or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the spray and pray of the load up your brush and just hit the head, whack the head with your wash brush.
Yeah.
Those days may be behind us because I've found so often I just get like a weird, watermark of drying wash just in the middle of the cheek or something. Like what the heck is that? What does that represent? That's not great.
Right. It's some weird like just cavity in the side of this dude's face. Yeah, exactly. Man, that happened to me I was painting Ragnar Blackmane, and I was painting a couple of them, and I was talking about faces. That was the point of it. And I painted one, and man, it looks so good. So good. No washes. And then I was like, well, here's with a wash, and it's so bad. And it's like, it doesn't even need to be. It's the same sculpt. It looks exactly the same. And it's like the wash pools in these weird, funky places. And yeah, I got some weird stain like under his cheek, and I couldn't get rid of it. And it was like, if I keep painting, it's going to glob up the face and looks even worse. Yep. So yeah, like I just stopped after that. Just completely stopped.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I've been up to. I've been having a modern day struggle with some 25-year-old Dark Eldars as I am wont to do. So what about you, Casey? What's new in your world?
Man, everybody's been painting Terminators. This Leviathan box set, it's coming out. Everybody's pre-ordering it, all that good stuff. I've never painted a Terminator before, which seems strange, but I just haven't, like, thinking about it. Never gotten my hands on one to paint one. So I went through a bunch of stuff. Somebody had sent me a pack of, like, around 2018, they came out the Space Marine Heroes that had Terminators in it. So yeah, like I had a pack of like 7 of them, and I picked out the 5 that I liked. I had a couple of duplicates, and I decided to paint those up, even though still struggling through kind of that hand injury thing.
Oh yeah, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, it's fine. Still gross, still not great, but it's fine. I'm able to kind of like claw hand the brush a little bit with like my thumb and pinky. Doesn't work very well. Probably better off left-handed, but it is what it is. But either way, like I wanted to paint these Terminators, so I went with the Dark Angels, the Deathwing, the bone armor. you know, the cool looking bone armor. So I decided to do that and filmed a bunch of it. And I'm pretty excited about them. They look proper, you know. Got the nice like airbrush work up on them, and did the oil wash and all that. So yeah, I'm trying to do it where it's not like a ton of work, so I don't have to really paint them, but they're painted, they look good. So it's all like basic stuff, which I do find that I lean towards most of the time anyway. It's like, you know, a couple of airbrush layers and a wash does a lot. Yeah. So I think it probably comes from, you know, thinking back when I did start painting, having a handful of paints and a single paintbrush, like not even a big paintbrush. It's like a detail brush. And I'm trying to like base coat smooth Eldar armor with a detail brush. And at this point in my life, you know, I'm just like, I don't have time to sit and fiddle like that. I need to just airbrush everything. So that's kind of where I'm at, I guess. Yeah. Terminators are good, though.
All right. Yeah, I've got, when I was getting back into the hobby and checking for Craigslist deals and stuff, I found some guy who was just giving away 2 sets of the Dark Angel side of that starter box, the 40K starter box, the 6th and 7th edition. Dark Vengeance, that's the one.
That's a good one.
And so I have at least 2. I gave him $20. I was like, oh man, thanks for putting this up for free on Craigslist. Here's $20. And now I'm going to drive away real fast now.
Who does that? That's weird.
It's changed. So, you know, Warhammer kind of got back being popular again when they restarted with Age of Sigmar and also came out with 8th edition for 40K. And, you know, Warhammer saw a big boost in popularity around that time. And it seems like around there, the really spectacular Craigslist deals kind of went away. But I mean, as it is, people selling anything. Somebody needs to move out in a hurry. Somebody doesn't understand the value of what they have. Somebody's just tired of it. Sometimes you just get lucky, but
that's pretty good though.
Somebody had a roommate like bail on them, and
like, what am I going to do with all this plastic garbage
shipped off by the Marines or something? And I don't need this crap.
Nerd toys, somebody take it. I don't want it. A couple of Dark Vengeance sets, though. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, so that's one of those things I'll probably have to get to at some point before I die, I hope. Maybe we'll get there, maybe we won't, but
I mean, they're, I don't know.
They were
like,
good
the Dark
models.
Angels are pretty good in general.
Yeah.
Like the painting the green. I mean, I've always liked green, but doing the green with the different either the full armor or the white armor, whatever. Like, it's just good. It's good. It's a good color scheme.
I like the robes in that faction.
Yeah, the robes are good.
Don't make any dang sense why you would need a robe on top of many layers of armor, but it don't matter.
Armor.
It looks cool. I like it.
It is cool. Yeah. No, I like those. Like when the Space Marines actually get away from being like generic Space Marine. And it's like, they've got robes for no reason, but they look pretty cool.
Monk warriors. All right, cool.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
sure.
Starts to change it up a little bit.
Yeah,
I feel things for them. It's not the same as most Space Marines.
Well, they don't look like every other Space Marine, which is nice. A little change of space, a change of pace. Here's a robe.
Change of space,
Change of space. Marine. Whoa. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. Terminators done. You got your little Terminators.
No, they're like medium Terminators.
Oh, that's right, because they're the hero set. Yeah.
So they are a bit bigger. And I haven't quite seen like a 1-to-1 size comparison. I've seen pictures where people say, "Oh, here's one of every kind of Terminator," and it's in just a picture. And then they're pretty close to the new ones.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, that seems fine. It seems like they were kind of testing some things out, or like if they were popular enough, if they were going to bring them back, that kind of thing, if they're going to design new ones. So they did all these one-offs, and a Although I have a feeling I'm going to catch some crap because I think each one of those Space Marines is supposed to be from a different chapter. Like they have their named heroes or something. I just painted them all like Deathwing, so.
Hey, you venture into the internet at your own risk.
Every time, yeah.
Every time. It's a dangerous path.
Yeah. That's how it goes. Oh, man. Also got so I know we were talking about in, was it the last podcast or was it the other podcast we were in? Talking about the
listening to paint dry? Listening to paint dry? Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking about, it is out now. You should go check it out. It's a good podcast. We're talking about finding those like meme Marines from that one specific guy on YouTube. Yeah. I just
eBay,
wasn't sure.
On eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up buying a good amount of stuff from him the other day. So
that seller still has those
the
terrible...
dude is expanded. Yeah.
Okay, so if you are new to this podcast, Casey is always buying stuff off eBay, and sometimes he finds something so bad it's funny.
Yeah.
With all due respect,
it is what it is. Like you can't deny it sometimes, right? Like either somebody did it on purpose or they let their kid just like, here you go, I'm not going to use these, paint away, which I've done plenty of times. Gone like, here kid, like I know you're 4, but this will be fun. And yeah, if I were going to sell them, people would question.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But there's one particular seller on eBay that just, I don't know where he got everything. He won't tell me. I've asked him several times.
Mine. Yeah.
And they're hands down, it's every single squad and model that he sells is like the most caked on, just awful paint that you can imagine. And I don't get it. I don't understand. And he has so much of it.
Yeah.
He won't tell me if it's his. He basically was like, no, this is like, I got it out of a storage unit. But it's like, but they keep coming.
How do they...
Like you keep selling them, so I don't understand. He's got like a couple of thousand listings up right now, so it's like I don't believe you. Like you were doing these, you just didn't want to say or something.
It's like what he does while he sleepwalks or something. It's just,
yeah.
He wakes up in the morning, he's exhausted, like it's like he didn't sleep a wink, and then he just goes over to his painting table, and there's like 2 squads. And every eyeball is painted at the funniest possible angle.
Yes, yeah, it's like it's on purpose.
Yeah, and for some reason, the heavy weapons team has their arms chopped off, replaced with orc arms, holding the funniest weapons possible.
Yeah. Well, I just picked up, I thought, because he's got these like 10-man squads of, like normal Space Marines, the old ones. And they're all painted like that, but it's like in different chapters. So I bought a few chapters. I have a really good Space Wolves one where it's like even all the freehand is tried. Like everything that you would want to possibly do has been tried on these, but in the worst way possible.
And we are laughing with this person. We really are.
I hope so.
Like, well, if you're listening at home, like, angrily trying to get the eyes correct for the 10,000th time, and you're listening to us while you're painting, and you just, like, get so angry that maybe you get an eye right for the first time, we're with you. We're with you all the way. Like, we make this podcast because we want people to enjoy painting, no matter what your skill level. Get in there, have fun with it. Hopefully you eventually make something that you're proud of and you're happy with. But I mean, it's undeniable. Like the object is funny, and there's obviously some intention to it.
It feels like it because there's too many of them done in this like specific bad way. that I don't know how you couldn't be doing it. Like it
I don't know if
feels
it's
like somebody was
intentionally
like,
bad,
I'm
but
gonna
like,
make this army to be that picture that everyone sees of that Space Marine, and I'm gonna do the entire army, and then I'm gonna do it in multiple chapters. Because it's almost like there's too much effort being put in for it to be that weird looking. That's the weird thing. And yeah, like the weird conversions, like we've talked about a long time ago. Like was it the Cadian guy? The Imperial Guard guy,
I can't quite remember it, but I remember that they took a Space Marine bike. They heavily converted a plastic Cadian Imperial Guard to be riding a giant Space Marine bike.
Yeah.
And I can't even quite picture it, but I remember like just being crippled with laughter for a good 90 seconds, like having trouble breathing. Like it was amazing. Yeah.
Well, because why would you do that just because?
Because it's awesome. And clearly they were like, this is going to be awesome. And it kind of is, but it also looks...
it kind of is, yeah.
It also looks less than awesome. Just the combination tickles me.
Yeah. But I haven't gone to the post office to pick them up yet, but I'm pretty excited about that.
That's...
So got like...
we'll have to have a special episode next week of just we're not going. That's a lot of work. We're not going to do that.
That's way too much work. Yeah.
we'll bank it for the week after. We'll have something to talk about.
When the podcast is normally going to come out anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. This guy's just eventually going to send you a glitter bomb. Like somebody is going to recognize their friend's work. They're going to be like, "Hey, have you checked out this Paint Bravely the podcast?" They're gonna check it out. They're gonna get super angry. They're gonna spend all of this effort that they've been putting into these badly painted Marines, and they are going to construct a glitter bomb, and they are gonna send it to you.
Look, like
they're gonna send it to the only person on eBay who keeps buying their miniatures.
True. That is true. Yeah. I mean, the thing is,
and we'll laugh at that too.
I ask. Yeah. Exactly. It's all content. It's all good. Like I had glitter bomb from an eBay seller because they hate me. Like cool. Just hope it is glitter. But yeah, like I've asked him. I think pretty much every single time I bought something, like, hey, is there anything else you can tell me about these? Like where'd they come from? Do you know who painted them? Like
who their favorite charity is, so I can donate?
Like something, yeah. Right? Yeah. Like anything at all, and the dude just like refuses to give me the goods. And the last one that I sent him, he didn't even answer. He just stopped. I think he's just like, just buy it or don't. I don't care anymore. So I don't know. I gotta get like an interview with this guy or something. Gotta do something. Cause it's the thing that keeps on giving, and weirdly, and I don't know if it's in response, because I did tell him I was going to make videos out of these like a while back, hoping to kind of get some more out of him. But he did raise his prices, because he used to sell the stuff for like a lot cheaper, and now it's, it's not, oh, it's inflation, none of that. No, it's like he's put like a 30-40%, bump on every single listing he's got. So I think he's just hoping to bleed me dry.
And on that note, you can buy your Chicken in a Bucket merch through the web zone, and that will go directly into putting nice presents under Casey's bucket this year. Yeah.
Link is in the description below.
He has a need. He has a need.
I do. I always have a need.
It's a sickness.
It probably is, and in some cases, literally, like, yeah, like used minis is it's a nasty business.
Yeah. Now, don't think that you can just be putting any old poorly painted Space Marine on eBay and getting that Casey money, get that chicken in the bucket money, because it takes a special type of skill, like a special mind to be able to make this stuff. Yeah. Not everyone is born with that.
No, not at all.
It takes 10,000 hours of effort to be able
to be so
dedicated
specific.
Study.
Yeah, like it is a style, if you want to call it that. It's very much a style.
a master of their craft, whoever they are.
Yeah. The eyes are perfectly not aligned.
Scientifically,
yeah.
the funniest possible cross-eyed angle they could possibly be. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna have to.
Off by more than a degree, and it wouldn't have the same effect. But
right, exactly. One way or the other, it just wouldn't be the same. This guy knows. He knows what's going on. I kind of segues in a little bit to like I've been making shorts lately on YouTube and trying to like figure out what to do other than just painting more stuff. So I've been cutting these up, and I'm definitely going to be going to the mailbox and getting these out and making some kind of short form video for like Instagram and YouTube and stuff, because they need to be seen, because I don't know what I'm going to get to them, but I want to show them as I get them, so that it's like proof that this wasn't on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't paint these. This is literally how they came. So yeah, hopefully I'll be posting something pretty soon that at least has some pictures, you know?
You're like one of those YouTubers that restores rusty old tools that they made rusty by pouring vinegar and salt on them 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Right. So they're relatively easy to fix.
Get that sweet thumbnail of that super rusty thing that's very easy to fix.
Yeah. Isn't it like most of those are fake?
A lot of them are at this point. Yeah.
They were getting them views for a while. Yeah. No, I don't think you can fake. I mean, you could fake bad miniatures and stuff, but that's a lot of effort.
And you wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that. I've never done that.
Wouldn't. No.
Wouldn't do that.
He actually doesn't. I said that with like the wrong amount of sarcasm in my voice. Like, Casey doesn't actually do that, to be clear.
Like, what are you saying? Come on. I don't. No, like, sometimes it takes a long time. You gotta find the right one, you know. So it's got to be the perfect bad model.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. I gotta mention this before it's too late. A couple of weeks from now, I'm going to SoonerCon in Oklahoma City. I'm gonna paint a couple of painting classes. Actually, my first in-person painting classes.
Yeah.
So I gotta make some syllabi for a 2-hour painting class. And
I mean, sit down.
Yeah.
Paint.
2 hours is not very much time. I could probably just like, no, your brush is still dirty. Clean it again.
Right.
Oh, you don't got much of a tip on that brush. You should probably clean it. Yeah. Here, let me show you. Yeah. And oh, look at the time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, okay,
so make sure to sign up for the Goobertown Hobbies painting class. Yeah, it'll be.
Yep. You learn how to sharpen your tip.
Yeah.
And paint bravely.
Yeah, the convention is charging $30 for my classes because they paid for my plane ticket out there and my hotel room, actually. So
that's nice. You know, very cool.
And a per diem for a little bit of food for me. So actually a pretty good deal. Good. Pretty happy with that. Yeah. So
some place to go, some food to eat.
But if you're one of those folks that does pay $30 for one of those classes, I'll bring a mini to try to show you how to paint, and it should be a good time. I'm hoping so. Yeah, so
I have to imagine it will be. Yeah.
And they said, "Can we make your painting classes bigger?" And I said, "No, 14 is a good number." Or
that's maybe a lot of people.
14. Yeah,
that's a good amount of people. Yeah,
it's a good amount of people. I think it's about right. Like,
yeah, I mean, because you do want to like be able to talk to everybody and answer questions. If there's 30 people in there, you know, it's possible. 2 hours, come on.
Right. Yeah. So, yes, it's a general nerd culture convention that's been going on for a while, like 30 years, 31 years.
Just a little while.
Yeah, just a while.
So
and they've had some mini painting at it before. They're trying to amp that up, so they're putting all that weight on me.
They are.
No, there are other talented people who are going to be there too. But I am very curious to see it, and I'm excited. And probably the next time we record, it's going to be like, well, I got to get on a plane. I'll see you later, Casey. I'll let you know how it goes. But,
yeah. Well, that's not bad. Yeah, because that's super soon.
Yeah, we're getting there, huh? We're getting
Sooner than later, con.
Sooner con. And if you are in the Oklahoma area, you check out, see if you can get a painting ticket. See if there's still any of them available online.
I mean, I'd have to imagine that they're fairly limited if they wanted you to add more people.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe there's like 3 people in one class, and they can all teach each other how to paint. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you figure it out. We did. It took 20 years. It's fine.
Yeah. It'll get there.
Yeah.
Get there.
It'll be perfect.
All right. So that's my call to action. I gotta tell people to sign up for painting classes.
Man, you got 2 in there already. You got a merch call to action. You got your Sooner Con buy tickets call to action. You're doing
buy
good.
Your Kobold Talk.
That's 3 for 3.
Kobold Talk walkie-talkies. Talk like kobolds talk.
That would actually be pretty great.
Yeah, see if that's an option.
Kobold talkies.
Kobold talkies?
Yeah. I kind of want one now.
So you could talk to your co-host. Like...
yeah, just as a kobold all day, every day. That is not a bad idea. Okay, if we were gonna
That's a very bad idea.
Yeah, which makes it a great idea.
It's an incredibly bad idea. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Walkie-talkie. We just need like a short range one. It doesn't have to be any like 20-mile ones or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just kids toys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I like it. Oh man.
What else? Oh, I got more calls to action. One of these days, we're actually going to publish that cinematic battle report. That's a real thing, and it's gonna come out someday. You just get those editors editing away, and they'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, I mean,
I've seen the rough. It's been a minute. I've seen the rough drafts, and they're actually the very near final drafts, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's worth your time when it's out soon. I mean,
it's gonna be the only one of its kind for sure.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean the footage does look really good, and I can imagine that it would take a long time to edit. I mean, like a YouTube video, like 20 minutes long, takes a little bit of time to edit. But 1,000 hours of footage on a giant computerized arm. It's got to be a whole thing. Yeah,
it took them a while. Yeah,
it's got to be a whole thing.
That's all right. I just wanted folks to know that it's real, because I've been getting a lot of comments like, "Hey, is this coming out?" Like, yeah, look, I know we thought it would be months and months ago, but we'll get there. We'll get there. All good things.
In good time. Yeah, exactly. It'll be good.
All right. What else we got?
So I did mention that I got the Witcher board game. Editor Matt got it finally in the mail after 3 years of waiting. We busted it open last weekend and took a look at the models. Not bad. Not actually that bad. Most models look pretty good. They're some pretty big ones too. The quality is decent. It's better than a lot of the Kickstarted models that I've seen. Like I got like all the Dark Souls models, and I was kind of disappointed with those. These are much better than that. And I'll probably be sun dropping some of them just to see what that does.
Giving yourself that free upgrade?
Yeah, the $150 upgrade to have your models primed white and shaded with sepia tone. Just see how long that takes me to do there's a lot of models, but like it shouldn't take that long. I just wonder, like, is it actually worth the upgrade?
You can make a whole YouTube video on that to be super snarky about something that nobody is going to get the
no
reference
one cares.
to.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't even know how many people backed that. It was a lot, but certainly not like,
right.
Not exactly enough to justify an entire video.
But you
but
can
it
also
would
be
good.
drinking that sweet citrus drink, the
Sun
Sundrop
Drop
soda at the
Yeah.
time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, my parents used to buy a lot of that stuff. Yeah.
Memories. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much of painting Warhammer in the 90s.
Drinking sodies and painting
Yeah.
minis.
Yeah. Kind of makes you wonder. What are the best things you could do while painting minis?
Is that our topic for today?
I guess I was just trying to link it up and make it work.
No, that was a
Wasn't
perfectly
the
fine
best,
segue.
but it was fine.
Yeah.
You know, wasn't very exciting.
You're backing off it now. But no, that's
Well,
our topic of the day. We are talking today about the best things to do while you paint minis, because some people get a little bit bored, or they're always used to multitasking, or in this fast-paced modern world, I can't just be sitting there painting minis doing nothing for 4 hours. What?
Right. You got to be learning something or doing something that makes you better in some other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So us humans, we have a lot of senses, and we got to use our hands and our touching to be painting them minis. A lot of times we got to use most of our vision to be painting those minis too. That leaves a lot of senses left over. So I like to put earphones in my ears and listen to stuff. You got music, you got podcasts, you can listen to YouTube videos, you can listen to movies, you can listen to audiobooks. There's a lot of good stuff you can listen to. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's true. What do you particularly like to do though? Like, what's your go-to when you sit down at your desk? What do you do?
I've been going through. I always go through a lot of audiobooks. Sometimes music. I'm a person who pretty much always has earphones in. Actually, like I've always got something just going on in the background.
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel kind of naked without it, which is might start to be like a weird personality flaw, but.
You just cover up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly how you feel, though. I carry headphones on me at all times.
Also sunglasses.
And sunglasses.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm not wearing them right now is because I'm wearing headphones.
Right.
But I have them right here.
I know you do.
I never actually tried that. I don't know if they'll fit on here. Not really. No, they don't fit on my head. That's stupid. It doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, Casey normally has his sunglasses, tucked on over his head there.
Yeah.
Very rarely actually looking through them, but they look good, kind of like a hair beret or something. Looks
yeah,
like
it's a stylistic choice. A nice blue and black tiara. Yes.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. No. But when I'm out in the sun, who's laughing now? That's all I gotta say.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. So also Twitch is a really good one to have on in the background.
Yeah.
There, you could be watching your video games or your pool streams, your hot tub streams, but also you'd be watching, people paint minis. You get a little community going.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then that live conversation that you can kind of chime in or look up and see a little bit of every so often. It's kind of nice.
Yep.
Yeah. I do find that I do have a hard time looking at things.
Yes.
Yeah. So I try not to do anything that I want to be actively involved with. So if it's gonna be visual, right, it's gonna be a movie I've seen 1,000 times. So
agreed
that I don't have to look.
Yep.
Yeah.
Movies that you've seen before, or actually been listening to a lot of YouTube that I've seen before.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of actually Red Letter Media, like movie reviews and stuff like that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I already burned into my mind those facial expressions.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
I know what Rich Evans looks like when he's laughing, full of mirth and joy.
Man, I didn't even think of that. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
Like,
So
once you get the patterns down, you just re-listen. You don't even have to look. It's great.
You know what movies they're talking about. You know what stupid scenes they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually really am happy with my purchase of YouTube Premium.
Oh, and
one is the ads. It gets rid of the ads. And two, it's the stupidest modification, but it's worth paying for. You can have your phone screen off and still be listening to YouTube. Like you can start a YouTube video on your phone, then kind of click the screen off, throw your phone in your pocket, and the video's still playing. You don't pay for that premium. As soon as you click the phone screen off, it just like stops the playback. And that's how they get you. But hey, they got me. That is worth paying for. So yeah.
Man, yeah. I mean, now we're doing another call to action for YouTube Premium. But like it's such a big difference. Like navigating and watching YouTube, it's such a different experience.
It really is, yeah.
I go to someone's house and they like pull up YouTube and they're like, "Oh yeah, you have a video, you want to watch this, whatever," and it's like, "Oh my God, you sit through this? You sit through these ads? Why?" Like it kills me so bad. Yeah. Although they YouTube just killed like ad blocker, I think.
I heard because
people just have ad blockers on, and now you can't do that. Yeah, it just doesn't work at all now. Which sucks.
It was insane that it worked for as long as it did.
That's true.
You could just download a stupid little widget to turn off advertising on your web browser. That was a ridiculous thing. That it was insane that it worked at all for as long as it did.
Yeah, that's true. It's the end of an era.
Yeah, living in a whole new world now.
Yeah, able to turn off our screens while watching visual content.
Yeah. Dude, I unsubscribed from Paramount Plus like an hour ago.
Why?
I was trying to watch Beavis and Butthead, and as a paying customer, they put an advertisement before Beavis and Butthead. It seemed like a sitcom called iCarly, and it was like all these annoying people like laughing at stupid stuff. And I went and I immediately unsubscribed from Paramount Plus, and I went, reason, and I could have clicked too many ads, but I put other, and I typed a paragraph about like, as a customer paying to watch Beavis and Butthead, like there is a 0% chance I want to watch iCarly, and I certainly don't want to watch an ad for iCarly. We're actually at like negative percentile on this being a good strategy, because here I am unsubscribing from your service. You know? Like, what are you doing? Like,
not getting enough information to target you properly.
For real. And my college friend Travis actually works at the advertising department at Paramount.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So you called him up. You're like, "This is your fault."
I needed to write directly to him on this matter.
That's a good idea. You should just send a very strongly worded letter.
And I've already done that to Travis before, and he's like, "Well, you should have subscribed at a higher tier." And like, "No, you should not be advertising for iCarly. Like that's on you. That's on you, buddy." Like,
yeah. That's a bummer. I think the new Star Trek just started again, like yesterday.
I'll catch up with it
this week or something.
I'll catch up with it.
Just saying.
Like I still gotta get through season 6 of Voyager. Like we'll get there. Like all in good time.
That's on Amazon Prime, so pretty sure it is. Voyager is.
The older Star Trek shows are on many streaming services at all times. Yeah,
pretty much, which is nice because I'd hate for it to just be on Paramount.
That's how they get you. Get you.
I do not actually currently have Paramount. I don't even have Netflix right now.
I haven't had Netflix for a while. Look, we go through cycles, but having access to a streaming service is a possibility while you're painting minis.
Yeah.
But that kind of requires that you either prop up your phone to be watching, or have a laptop, or actually have a desktop. Or I guess a tablet. Whatever. You gotta have a system for watching, or maybe you're
Maybe
you're
your
painting at your
TV
kitchen
is there.
table and you're watching your TV in the other room, well, that could do it. Maybe you have to be watching your family while you're painting. Maybe you gotta, be watching your kids, making sure no forks are going into any electrical sockets. I don't know. I don't know how to take care of kids. I think that's one of the prerequisites. But
that's a good start.
Yeah, you can get these little covers for your electrical sockets that they're plastic, and so it makes it harder to get the fork in. And I think that's a good parenting tip.
It's funny. I went out
and a good painting tip, a way to raise the quality of your the point value of your painting area.
I mean, if you have kids, yeah, sure.
I'll let this cat out. Yeah, you talk about stuff.
Oh, yeah, talking about the socket covers, because why not? So before my first kid was born, of course, never had kids, right? It's like, oh, gotta get all the stuff, right? All the socket covers and safety equipment so that your kids don't do something stupid.
Yeah, you can put pads on like sharp corners. Like if you got a coffee table, like a nice wood coffee table, like a solid oak, and it has a real crisp 90-degree angle, like right at eye level for a tripping and falling toddler. You can get these like padded corners that you just kind of put on all these sharp edges, and reduces your liability.
Yeah, I guess. But it turns out my first kid didn't matter at all. He didn't even touch him. Never went for him at all. And I felt like I wasted all my money.
Well,
second kid, on the other hand, tries to put something in the socket almost every day. So, you never know.
Yeah. If at first you don't succeed, keep on trying.
Yeah, apparently. This kid is a nightmare sometimes.
Yeah. Well, when you are painting, you should be watching your kid, Casey.
Yeah, that's a good thing. It's a good thing I don't paint with my kids around.
That's even better. That's even better.
And if I was going to, I'd just give them, ad-free YouTube, and they just click whatever. Keep them occupied for hours, no ads. It's great.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. If you're really smart about keeping yourself busy while you're doing some painting, you can get in a hobby hangout, or call up some friends.
That's a good way to go. Yeah.
Call up some internet friends or some real life friends. Back in COVID times when people were doing the group calls more often, a lot of those folks are just sitting around doing nothing on the group call, like just happy to be in each other's company. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there painting minis.
Like, how you been, Brent? I'm so glad I have your undivided attention. And you're like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Purple.
Anytime in life when you see somebody knitting, or in a piece of media, in a movie, in a TV show, and there's a character who's sitting there knitting, just know that if you were that person in that situation, you could be painting a mini. Or at the very least, you could be scraping mold lines.
In the least. Yeah. Like, mold lines pretty mindless, I suppose.
It's mindless, and you don't need a lot of equipment, and you don't need an open pot of paint. Like, if you... You don't even necessarily need a deadly weapon. You can get one of those mold line scrapers that would be very difficult to hurt anybody with. And you can be, sitting there on the public bus... scraping that line down the shin of your space warrior.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do those things even work?
For scraping mold lines, they do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Sometimes it's a little hard to get them into certain areas, and so you still need to use a knife. But
well, okay. But I could see to the point that you wouldn't want to bring an X-Acto blade onto a public transportation system. So
you're already going to be one of the weirder people on the bus,
right? Scraping plastic legs down mold lines and such.
That normally will put you on like second weirdest territory. There will always be a bus person, like kind of beating you for that title, which is good.
Yeah, that makes sense. Good. Yeah, you don't want to draw too much attention to yourself.
Yeah. But that person is more likely to sit next to you if you're doing something a little bit weird.
ask you what you're doing. Well,
Yeah.
maybe you just take that opportunity.
Well, like I said, like, talking to friends while you hobby is a good way to keep yourself entertained, keep yourself motivated, and you can share your hobby with somebody else, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, I do like that. Just like getting together in person, obviously these days or even before, right, to paint is pretty great. And yeah, you can pretty much carry on a conversation for a while and not really think about it. You just painting away.
Yeah.
So I like that one. That one's pretty good. Personally, I like to listen to music. Like, I listen to a lot of music. I'm always looking for more. So like, yeah, I just go through albums and create massive playlists and just hit go. And usually turn it up pretty loud so that it drowns everything else out. And I just am zoned in. But then painting on top of that, it's just, I don't know, feels pretty good. So that's usually where I'm at. If I'm in my like hobby space, then I'll do that. Otherwise, it's headphones. But yeah,
Yep.
it's the way to go.
That's real good. Here's another one again with the knitting analogy. But if you are playing like a D&D game or some other RPG, especially if you're doing it on Discord, Skype, whatever, Zoom, you got your Zoom session of your RPG.
Yeah.
A lot of times it does not require your full attention, or you can have some busy work for your hands, and that's actually a really good time to scrape some mold lines. Especially like if the party splits up and things are getting a little bit slow, a little bit boring.
Right, you gotta wait.
Gotta have something to do, and your party mate might be just pulling their hair out because they're so bored while a little side quest is going on. Right, but you can just be sitting there working with your hands, and actually, for real though, if you're playing an RPG, you can be participating fully and be fully aware of what's going on and thinking about what your character wants to do next, and it's pretty mindless for your hands to just keep cleaning up them sprues.
No, I like that one. If only we could make it past like 2 or 3 games of any D&D game, then might actually be worth doing.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do this offline, Casey, but I wanna hear how that D&D group's been going. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. When did we talk about it last? A year? 2 ago?
Any progress since then? Or...
Yeah, no, that hasn't happened. Okay. Hasn't happened.
Okay. All right.
It ended all just like all the others. Just in bitter,
just like all the others.
Disappointed.
Like all the others with 4 level 2s sitting in their tavern.
Dude, we didn't even make it to level 2, okay? We didn't even make it. Didn't even get to level up. That's how far we got.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to tell that story someday. It's interesting. Disappointing. And also hilarious.
I like stories of a good D&D group falling apart. I mean, sometimes it falls apart because scheduling conflicts and then nobody cares enough to resolve them. But sometimes, there's other reasons, and you fake scheduling conflicts because there's no way you're going back in that room again. Yeah.
Right. Now, in this case, it was like several of us trying to have a good time, and then several other people trying to take it the most serious that you could possibly take D&D.
Nerds,
and
I tell you.
That just is not a mix that makes sense,
Nerds.
Like, oh man, it killed me a little bit. I mean, okay, it's a little snippet, right?
Okay, let's go.
You seen the movie Billy Madison?
Yes.
Adam Sandler.
Yes.
They light the bag of poo on fire.
Right.
Okay, so basically we did that.
Okay.
This NPC was being stupid, and we wanted to do fun things
That sounds fun.
Yeah. And so I decided that's what we're going to do. We're going to go find a bag. We're going to go find a cow patty of some sorts. We're going to do a whole thing. We'd sit back and we'd use our little magics and light it on fire. And it played out in the best way. And then half the whole group was just very upset about it. Couldn't quite handle it. And everyone else thought it was the funniest thing in the whole world. So that's mostly what did it. Flaming bag of fake poo.
You tried your
hardest.
Tried.
I really pushed for it. I was getting out of my comfort zone. I was really pushing that narrative forward. You know? Did not end well. So I don't know. Eventually, this is only like the fourth or fifth attempt in the last 20 years to start an actual campaign. So yeah, if you are doing a nice, role-playing game campaign, you got reliable, good folks, then yeah, I could see potentially, scraping some mold lines, painting some models, and knowing that they got your back. Yeah.
I mean, I think all it takes is guys, I really am paying attention. I can do both at the same time. It's just...
Yeah.
And I think most people will not care. Yeah.
That's usually how that's how it should go. It's as long as we're doing the thing, right? It's all good. Yeah. Obviously podcasts are a pretty good way to go.
Yeah. Or
I would think.
If you do have that YouTube Premium, you could listen to podcasts that are posted on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah, they just added that too.
Such as The Painting Phase with PG and the lads. Yeah.
I'm going to have to... I just realized that I haven't added it to my YouTube music thing. Yeah. Got to do that.
This is the first time hearing about it. You'll tell me more about it later. I don't need to be confused about what is YouTube music for the next 10 minutes of this podcast, because we care about the quality of our...
Yeah.
I don't like to sound stupid on the podcast.
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's just like a playlist aggregator that YouTube has.
I said we didn't need to talk about this, Casey.
Okay, yeah. I was just giving you the simplest explanation.
Stay on topic. All right.
Yeah, stay on topic.
You got your hands, you got your ears, you got your mouth for talking to friends.
Yeah.
You also have your mouth for menthol cough drops.
Right.
And sun drop soda pop.
Sun drop
and gummy bears and flaming hot Cheetos.
Yeah. That's taking it a bit far, don't you think? What if you get the Cheeto dust on your mini?
Eating is a good way to relieve boredom.
Yeah. So, yeah, you got me there. I don't know. I can't do the eating thing while painting. I feel like I'm gonna take a sip out of my water cup instead of my drink, or Cheeto dust on the thing. I'm already worried enough about
you're right.
Pigment
like
powders,
milkshake
right?
is probably the most you want to do while you're painting.
Yeah, it's thick enough. It stays in there. Yeah, different enough from your painting water.
Right, keeps you going.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, having the Funyuns or whatever off to the side.
Right.
I do get it. Yeah. But I'm always afraid I'm going to get that stuff on. If I paint a model white, right? Well, now it's going to be Cheeto colored in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Oh, unless I get one of those little finger, grabby things that go on a ring over your finger. You seen those?
I actually have. Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying.
I believe they are called Cheeto thimbles.
Is that what? So stupid. In this case, though, it makes perfect sense why you would want that. Yeah. Oh man, I just really need this Cheeto right now. I also don't want my hands to get dirty, so gotta have it.
There have been a lot of silly products in the paint niche. Maybe we need to bring that to market, Casey. We'll get a whole line of products, and one of them will be the Cheeto thimble.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll have like little holsters for it, so you can put 2 Cheeto thimbles like next to your painting area. And you just put thumb and forefinger into your little finger oven mitts, and then you put those right into your Cheeto bag. Yeah, you eat to your heart's content, and then you plop put the little finger sleeves back in their sockets. We'll work on this. There's money here.
We'll work on this. Yeah. No, Kobold Takis. No. Cheeto thimbles, A+. Like, we're gonna hurry it down on this. We're gonna fix this problem. People have this problem. I mean, those the best products solve the problem.
Walkie-talkies and use a label maker to put Kobold 1 on one of them and Kobold 2 on the other. Like,
you don't want to be like Kobold 2 to Kobold 1.
Kobold 2 to Kobold 1. Come in, Kobold 1.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds so good.
This is Kobold 1. Maintain radio silence.
Exactly. Oh. I could hear you eating Cheetos. Did you wear your thimbles? Yeah, exactly. Oh my God.
I think we're done here, Casey.
I think the point is that there are a lot of fun things you can do and a lot of productive things you can do, but don't eat Cheetos.
Yeah. And the thing is, you got to find enough podcasts to listen to keep you busy while you're painting. And over a 2-week period, you better be painting more than an hour. So,
yeah,
you listen to us, you listen to, you're listening to Paint Dry. That's one. You're Trapped Under Plastics. You got your Peachy. Independent characters these days. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your Legends of the Painty Men. That's a good one. They had a really good episode recently where they asked the question, what are the mortal realms? And a very, very straightforward question of, describe to me the setting of Age of Sigmar, a game that has been out for 8 years now. Tell me anything about the setting of that game. Go.
It's actually a really good topic.
The world exploded and now they're in space?
Some people are. The lizards are.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, okay. But no, the Legends of the Painting Men, they read a couple of Wikipedia entries about the description of the realm of Ulgu.
Yeah.
Which is not as well known as the realm of Aesir.
Right.
It's one of those things like, oh, that's a really good point, because I know what the map of Warhammer Fantasy looked like, and it looked like a fantasy world. And that's where the Dark Elves were, that's where the regular elves, that's where the orcs were. And now it's like, what is the realm of Ulgu? Please do not type in the comment section what the realm of Ulgu is. No. I can also look at the Wikipedia article and enough to know that I don't care.
Essentially, it's shorthand, only not short at all, and complicated for just putting things in different settings. Fire and ice and metal. Yeah.
But actually... maybe we'll leave you on this of Age of Sigmar, a game that's been out for 3 editions, 8 years. We all have multiple copies of Dominion and the giant rulebook within. None of us have any idea what the setting of that game is. Just absolutely none. Yeah. Tis a mystery and always will be. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. All right, well, thank you again for joining us on another episode of Paint Bravely. If you enjoyed this podcast, please help us out by leaving us a review on iTunes, subscribing to the YouTube channel, and sharing this message with your hobby friends. As always, we appreciate each and every one of you for listening, and we will talk to you next time.
Talk to you next time.
We should think up topics like that. Hey, just do the topic that they did.
It's a good idea. We'll just do Legends of the Painty Men topics from now on. They
Wait,
have
so
good
will
ones.
this become a React podcast, reacting to episode 92 of Legends of the
I really like that idea. We can do it for like a couple of different podcasts. Yeah. We can react to maybe 3 different podcast episodes per episode of ours. Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. That'd actually be very funny.
It's deeply stupid, but yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But it can't be dumber than what we just did.